it playing again.
Excellent. Well, I just wanted to bring it up so I could see any comments that may get put in the chat.
One from Silverstone. Hashtag F1 2020 game. Hashtag Formula 1. Guess what, there's hashtags out there. You try and get the viewers in. Okay. There we are. But, anywho, were my eyes deceiving me, or was there Ferraris up at the front too today in practice?
Well, I think there was a red flag, wasn't there? So that may have scuppered some people's runs, but I didn't watch it, so I'm not entirely sure.
So I just spoiled it for you then, eh?
That's fine. I saw the results.
Oh, okay.
I just don't know exactly why that occurred.
Yeah, I heard there was a red flag as well. But yeah, it's nice to see Charles Leclerc. Well, they did run over, a majority ran over 25 laps, so.
It depends if they did their long runs and they were planning on doing a quali run at the end, and if Ferrari did it early. I don't know. I haven't watched it, but that sometimes happens.
Well, I'm just saying that they
got.
got.
For sure, Charles has not had any luck at his home Grand Prix over the years,
Right.
whether it be in F2 or in F1 retirements, in most of them, I think. So good to see him up front, even in practice.
The way the amount of laps compared from FP2 to FP1, it looks like they got about 2/3 of the way through.
Okay. Oh, Yolmi has left the session. I'll hit him up with another invite.
And while you do that, I will welcome the stream as well. Thank Pork Chops for the Prime. Yeah, Amazon Prime. That's 7 months in a row for Pork Chops, our fearless leader, leading the charge with subscriptions as well. So thank you very much, Pork. Good luck tonight in Div 2, as I believe you are. Yes. But anywho.
Does that make this the first ever Division 1 race without Pork Chops?
Whoa. Whoa, too soon. I wasn't ready for that. You needed to warn me. That hit me.
Well, it detracts from the race. It doesn't add to it, that's for sure. We need
No,
pork.
actually, no, he did. He did miss one race last year, so it's not the first ever race.
Okay, so
he was at a wedding.
Disregard that, everyone.
Weirdly enough, I remember that he was at a wedding.
Okay.
Or was it season 1? But no, he has missed a race. But okay. Anywho. We're here in Silverstone. We're the Midwest F1 League. This is race week. Oh my god, I've got 3. This is race week 4. I need to change the title. But yeah, very much looking forward to Silverstone. We started off the year with a couple of really tough tracks. Mystic Joker has taken a 3-peat, winning all 3 of the first races. And going on to the 4th, we're about to finish up the first third of the year, that being only 12-week season. But anywho, what are you looking forward to here in Silverstone there, Jacko?
Well, I'd like to see a battle for the win, hopefully. I think last couple of races we've seen Mystic have it fairly easy. There was a bit of a challenge from Jin in a couple of those. But yeah, a battle for the win would be great to watch for everyone involved, and probably enjoyable for Mystic himself, if he is indeed involved in it.
Yeah.
And yeah, if he wins it, it'll be 5 in a row, because obviously the 3 this season and the last race last season. So that's getting up there with Honda's win streak, which I believe ended at 6 last season.
I can pull that up. Went Honda, Honda, Mystic, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then retirement from Honda. Went out on top.
So that will be Mystic's aim, I guess, to beat the consecutive win streak. But he's got a few races to go before that can even be thought about. Today would be 5 if he could manage to win.
Including the win of last season, yes.
Correct, yes.
But
we've got a McLaren out of the way on the grass on Hangers Straight. Gets out of the way of Matt Rosie in the Renault, who I believe will be setting one of the first lap times here after random series. who sets a 25-0. 25-7 for Scavney. These laps just bankers, obviously. 24-7, Matt Rosie goes to the top. I believe we might see a high 23 or low 24 for pole position here, given we've got dry conditions.
There we go, okay. I didn't have my track map up, I was behind the 8 ball a little bit here. Who's that over the line? I think that was Helg going in second there. Next over, I believe, is Smith Pell here, just finishing up the final couple of turns. He was over with a 125, currently sitting slowest, and then follows Craig Thomas, actually beating him out for the slowest time, if you can beat someone out for that. Seabury goes 6th with a low 126, and I believe that's Mystic coming over the line with a edging out of Matt Rosie with a 124.747.
It's actually very close between the top 5 at the moment. That's looks to be around 3/10. However, I think these are all bankers crash, because I know for sure Mystic can go faster than that. I've seen Matt go faster than that, and I'm confident that a lot of these guys can go faster than that as well. Both racing points, I believe, as well.
I'm not sure if Craig Thomas pulled off there, but he was off to the side. I'm not sure if he spun out or whatnot, but that was just around Brooklyn's turn 6, but he's back up and going here. I don't think we're going to have any time set anytime soon. Maybe
Kenny's lap is invalid. A lot of people in the pits.
Enrique. Yeah, it's actually
Enrique. It's not
Enrique.
a track that you want to set multiple laps on one set of tyre, so I believe everyone will come out, do a lap, go in, and there's enough time for 3 of those runs.
So Enrique went a full lap around on the mediums, then chose not to set a time after. So I don't think there'll be any time set coming up. Half the field has set a current time. Where do you think pole is going to be around?
Pole will be either a high 23 or a low 24. Certainly a couple of these gentlemen are capable of the 23, but it's very difficult to do. So a perfect lap will see a 23.
Sorry, Anjank, I didn't see your message. 5 minutes ago you said, let's go Nikki. So obviously a friend of Nikki.
No, we haven't seen Nikki's manager in chat for a while.
No. I'm not sure.
Hannah, are you there?
Yeah, where's Hannah? I think it's because Stat's dogs have gone.
No. Well, Stat's dogs are still with Stat.
Yeah.
They don't stay in the booth with us, unfortunately.
Yeah, I need to talk to him about that. I disagree with that. I really think that we should keep
just
the
get
dogs.
him to he just joins the chat and puts the dogs near the near the microphone.
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't say anything himself.
No. Oh, there she goes. She's silently judging. She's
Hooray.
back. She's back, ladies and gentlemen. Hannah's peeved.
Excellent. Oh dear. Well, Nicky's got some pressure on. He's currently without a lap time in 19th, but he's with the championship winning team, so there's hope.
Alright,
Number
whoever...
64 currently drafting actually on a lap. That could be quite beneficial for him towards Brooklands.
If you're in chat, whoever guesstimates the closest poll time, I will gift a sub to. So let's see it.
Ooh.
There you go. It's on the table. There, Mr. Jacko.
What if one person guesses? Does that mean they automatically win?
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, we gotta wait. We got 10 minutes until then. You can't guess like in the 10 minutes. You gotta guess with like, a couple minutes, like at least 4 minutes left. We can say.
Okay, 4 minutes left. Shall I put my guess in now so it's fair? Because I have a decent idea of what these guys can do.
Why do you count? You should be subbing.
Nah!
I should be having to gift you a sub.
That's cheeky, isn't it? Oh well.
Oh my. who's the farthest on track? Who's closest? I've been riding on with JC Blackley here for his first sector 3. He's on medium, so he's just kind of get me over type of lap. Just wants to get on the board. His qualifying ban has been lifted now, so he is going to be able to properly set times. We'll see what he can do here coming through Maggots and Beckett's as we speak.
Well, Nicky has just started a lap. He's unfortunately missed the apex of... I've actually forgotten the name of that turn. It's one of the newer ones that go onto the Wellington Straight farm, maybe. But his lap time... he's currently without a lap time, so hopefully this is going to be a decent banker.
I've actually got the map up right now, and I think you're talking about... It's got listed as Arena. Farm is listed as second turn.
Okay, Arena. That makes sense. Flat through cops. Yep. He can do it. That's good.
We got, I think Hightower might be the next over with a time. Or Matt Rosie.
Hightower, of course, replacing the absent Impossible Bacon this week. As Matt Rosie goes onto provisional pole position by 2/10.
Hightower goes in 13th behind Sui.
Nicky about to complete his lap. He's coming through the last complex now. Hopefully, see him into the top 10. Seemed like a pretty clean lap. And yes, he goes 8th, right in front of his Ferrari teammate. I like how the entire chat is Nicky fans.
Yeah, that's very true, yeah. You
That's
got
funny.
The girlfriend / manager, and then just a fan of Nicky. Enrique comes over in 15th. You know, I never see any Crash fans, just saying.
Oh, well. He'd probably have to hop in the cockpit.
Yeah, right, that's very true. Manic Janik, you might as well just claim yourself to be a Nicky fan. One of us. One of us.
I don't think we saw it, but Jinnit has now taken his time into P3, so he didn't set a lap time in the first runs, so that's a good banker for him as well. Now with an opportunity to put it on the front row in his last run.
We got next over
Mystic just starting his lap now, I'll watch that. Flat through the turn 1 apex. Very nice. Onto the brakes for the first time. Apex is turn 3 very nicely. And turn 4, no traction issues either. Onto the Wellington Straight, DRS open. Let's see if he's up on his time. He is 1/10 up on his previous best. Was it purple? No. Okay, it was only green, but...
And who is this, sorry?
necessarily need to be faster than every sector. I'm on board with Mystic.
Okay. Ninas coming over 13th. Sorry, and quickly see Barry improving his time by a full second and going up into 7th.
Flat through cops. Now Maggots, Beckett's Chapel section. There's a car in front. Hopefully they'll observe that Williams coming. Yes, they do. Well out of the way. Well done for that AlphaTauri. Purple through sector 2. Didn't see how far up he was. Cake Thomas lets him through as well. It's been a clear lap. No traffic issues whatsoever. Through Stowe. A little bit wide, but won't be invalid. And last braking point now. Takes it very cleanly. This could be pole crash. Albeit provisional pole.
Yeah, it's looking like it. And
Yeah,
yes,
it
he
is,
does
24.3.
low 24s. Held came over the line, just barely improved on his time. Still sitting in 5th place. Not quite enough to poach another position there. What we got, is that a... Super Ninas did set a time in 13th. I'm not sure if I mentioned that as well. See Barry seems to be on his way back into the pits on low fuel. And Spool and Dub is next to start a hot lap. Or, you know, he just started a hot lap. We got that.
So the Williams bookending the field currently. Kenny still without a lap time, and Yolmir joins him also without a lap time. Both very capable drivers. Kenny, of course, Season 1 champion. Yolmir on the podium with 2nd place in the opening round this season. So you'd expect them to try and challenge into the top 10 in qualifying at some point. Anyone else out of position, you think, Crash? Maybe Swee. He ran quite well last week, and he's currently in 18th.
Yeah, kind of an oddly slow time for him, to be honest. But might not just be his track. But I'm sure he'll prove. But he's got to have messed up. Like truly, he's got to be able to take off 2 seconds at least. I'd imagine so. He had a really good week, and he's looking to hopefully continue that. But maybe I can say. Actually, to be honest, not many surprises. Yolmir, once he sets a time, we'll see if he kind of surprises us a little, as well as Kenny. But you know, Enrique, he's kind of a slow qualifier. He doesn't qualify all too well. Maybe we could see Hash up a little bit there, but honestly, it's kind of as anticipated here. Spool and Dub comes over in 14th.
Mayhem is well up on his previous best. 3/10 up in the first sector. That would see him jumping potentially into P2, although his teammate now takes P2. So the Racing Point's turning it on late in this qualifying session. We'll see what time he can do through Sector 2. Flying through these sweepers right now. Apexes all of them quite nicely. Not too wide through the final apex. And 5/10 up on his current time. This could be pole. Be very close at least with Mystic. We'll have to see if he nails it through Stowe. Actually slightly better than Mystic through there. Mystic probably made his only little error at that turn. A bit of a lock-up though into, I think that's Vale. Not quite the apex, so I'm going to guess second, but really close second. Yeah, so just under a 10th. Racing Point now second and third on the grid. Now Scabney retired, is that on track? Yeah, he's lost it at the exit of Cops. Don't know if you can catch that on board with maybe Random as he goes past. I was a bit too late with that. Kenny's going to go past. We'll see if we can see the wreckage. Yeah, hard to the inside there. It shouldn't affect Kenny too much, although there were yellow flags on his flying lap. We'll see what he can do. He's coming through Stone now. His teammate, of course, on pole position. What can the second Williams driver do? Well, second Williams driver, it's kind of hard to say that because he's the champion among the two. Of course, Mystic, though, the current championship leader. And Kenny goes P6 with a 24.9. Quite competitive, it's only 6/10 behind his teammate. And, yes, very good lap. Williams looking strong now, as are the two Racing Points. Both Ferraris retiring now in 11th and 12th with a fresh set of tyres coming their way in race trim. Got a Red Bull letting through a Haas. Couldn't quite see which one that was. But Crash, do we still have you with us?
Yes, sorry, I had to. Yeah, my girlfriend needed her vodka out of my room to keep it straight, so excellent. I had to. Yeah, it's National Caesar Day, so she needs her vodka to celebrate the occasion. But Caesars aren't a thing. I keep forgetting that Caesars are only a Canadian thing. Are you old enough to drink there? I've never asked you that.
Of course.
Yeah, okay.
I'm 26.
You're 26? Oh, okay, good. I didn't know. Okay. I didn't. To be honest, sorry, I didn't know. But it's good to know now, I guess. But let me just. Well, I'll get into Caesars in a second here. I'm just trying to. Drivers are kind of setting up their final run at things. It looks like Cake Thomas is going to be the last one to be able to set a time. Kenny is.
McLaren locking out the last row of the grid currently. Yolmi is going to be stuck there, still in the pits. Enrique, the only one that can save the session for McLaren. Really quite surprising from especially Yolmi. We might have to look out for him charging through the field, although he won't be eligible for the hardest charger point, unfortunately, without a lap time.
Helgen proves up into 5th. Matt Rosie is invalidated. Smith Pell is in the pits.
What about Jin? Let's have a look at the Jin. He's a 10th up currently. He's going to come through the second sector split in a second here. Opens the DRS, and he's 2/10 up. That could see him potentially somewhere from 3rd to 5th, depending on exactly what the split is. through Stowe cleanly. Got a Williams in front about to set a lap time. Is that Mystic potentially?
That is Mystic, but he doesn't look like he's going to improve, no. But
so Jin goes second.
So I think
we
got
a lot of time in that last sector.
See Barry's into the pit. We've got Enrique, like as you said, he's going to try and save the day for the McLarens. He comes over in 18th, just barely does it. Hash comes over in 7th, and then you said Cake is invalid, so that'll bring the end to our qualifying here.
So Mystic with another pole position. Of course.
Just barely, only by 500ths of a second. Didn't really put the pressure on him.
So not quite as fast as I anticipated this session, but still close, and very close actually between the top, well, several, because only 1/10 separates first and third, with Random Series very close behind, and first and sixth separated by less than 3/10.
Yeah, so a very tight top 5, even top 6. You can not too much between those drivers. Add a second to
pole position, and you're already down in 11th.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty tight as it seems it continues to be here in the Midwest. Yolmir has joined. Oh, did he lag out? Oh.
So Yolmir had a glitch, and I think he rejoined to try and amend it. He says he set a lap and it's not popped up, which is quite heartbreaking for him.
Ouch, that hurts. He went 125.2. Yeah.
It's Mystic on pole once again, with a very slim margin to Jin, Mayo, Random, Matt Rosie with another great qualifying in his second race in the division, Helg, Hash, Kenny in 8th. It's got Seabarry and Cake Thomas in the Red Bulls, followed by another teammate pairing of Nicky and Scavney in 11th and 12th. Then it's Smith, Pell, Super Ninas, Spooling Dub Hightower, Swee, Enrique, Blackley, and Yolmir, who unfortunately seemed to experience a glitch. Of course, he's a driver challenging up at the front of the standings, which we'll have a quick look at now.
Yeah, he's had a podium this year.
Yeah, started out well in Canada with second place. Unfortunately, the retirement last week really made him suffer points-wise. He's in 7th currently. So hopefully he'll be able to march through the grid and maybe reclaim a higher position in the championship.
Well, it seems like there's rain down in Div 4.
Ooh.
So we'll have to keep an eye out on that one. But
so
good.
Yolmir actually says he's got evidence of setting a 25.2. So that would have put him,
I think it looked it was around 8th or 9th.
Around 10th?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that ballpark.
Perhaps we might consider, if we can get the stewards to think about it, letting him have an opportunity at the hardest charger, since he did actually set a lap time. But that's talk for later, I believe.
Yeah, that's a good point. We'll have to see how that goes. It's kind of an odd situation. I think that's from my memory, that's the first time that we've had a driver set a time and it not being counted, but him having proof that it is.
So this might be a glitch here, because his has him on pole with no one else setting a lap time. So hopefully we don't have 2 cars in grid slot 1. That would be quite the glitch. I have seen that before, not on this year's game, but Codemasters have been known to have similar issues. But the session countdown has started, so we're about to jump into it.
Okay, yeah, but anywho, while I have a moment, 15 seconds be as it may, do you know what, have you ever heard of a Caesar?
A Caesar? Well, I would think
not a salad.
Caesar the Roman or the salad, yeah.
No, okay, so a Caesar in Canada is, you know Bloody Marys?
Yes.
Yeah, so they're like a Bloody Mary, except they have clam juice in them.
Oh.
They're delicious.
I'm not sure how nice that would be. Okay, delicious.
Oh, dude, no, it's delicious. So what you do is you get you salt the rim, and then you get your ice, and then you squeeze in the lime, and then toss the lime in there, and then you throw in your vodka, and then you do Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire sauce?
Wow, I've never botched that as much as I just did. As well as Tabasco. A couple pumps from each of them. And then you top it up with the Clamato, which is tomato juice and clam juice. And then if you want a little bit of extra flavor, you throw in some pickle juice as well. And oh man, take my word for it, if you ever come to Canada, just try a Caesar. You might think they're gross to start, but they're actually really delicious, and they go down smooth.
Alright, well, if I'm in Canada, I shall definitely attempt.
And don't go to the States and get a Bloody Mary. Those are gross. As I say, it's just tomato juice, but for whatever reason, you need the clam juice. It sounds weird, but you need the clam juice. But yeah, Clamato, it's so good, so good. Love it. And yeah, my girlfriend got some. I think she's picking it up right now. She got some jalapeno flavored vodka, so she's gonna be enjoying that. Yeah. So we'll see how my night progresses. But anywho, on to this one. I'll go into my poll questions quickly while I've wasted enough time here. But I'll just go on to the North Pole question. I kept it simple this week. It was only 3 words. I simply asked. I don't know if you saw this, Jacko, but I put the question out there: Kachow or Kachiga? And to my dismay, I saw a lot more people vote for Kachiga. So no one's a Lightning McQueen fan out there.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
Kachow or Kachiga?
No.
You've seen Cars.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
There you go.
Right.
You're on the same page now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that was a simple question, but yeah. People voted for Kachiga. I wasn't happy. It is what it is. I'll get over it. Anywho, Jacko, you want to take this one away?
Alright, well, here we are on the grid. Formation lap is over. Lights are on. And let's see what happens in this 3rd British Grand Prix of Division 1 in MidWest. And one of the Ferraris did not move at all. That's Scavney. No one collected him, but he is now last. So that was an interesting start from his perspective. Mystic maintained the lead, and we've got challenges for 2nd place from Mayama, overtaking Jin on the inside, and makes it stick. The other Racing Point, Random Series, down in 7th, so something's gone wrong for him. Kenny making a couple of positions off the start as well, and we've got big crash at the back. Enrique is completely out of the race. Spool and Dub was involved. We've got a safety car to start this race, and that's heartbreak for McLaren. Another retirement.
Right out of the gates, eh? That's really awful. But yeah, Random Series ran into some really troubling times there. He's dropped 3 positions off the gate, where Hash on the other end has virtually swapped him as he's gained 3 positions. So Hash up to 4th, Random down to 7th. Not what you want to see. Maomir does get the position on Jeanette before the safety car comes out, so that's kind of big. We'll see if Maomir can hunt down Mystic. And Mystic wasn't able to get away so cleanly, so maybe a good timing from Maomir may spell a lead change, so we'll have to take a peek at that. But Yolmir actually has gained 6 spots off the start. But like you said, Spoolin Dub was involved in that incident there, and he's dropped down 4, as well as Scavney. I don't know. You can't stall off the start from.
So that's weird. Scavney lost 8 and then gained 4 in half a lap.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Enrique, that's really unfortunate. I saw him coming around. I believe it was turn 4 with only 3 wheels on his wagon. And, oh no, a couple of cars coming into pits and Yolmir with a penalty, undoing that great work he did for McLaren, the sole remaining McLaren already. 3 cars in the pits, perhaps some damage for those guys. I wouldn't think you could make the end of the race, even on hards. Well, you probably could, but it would be at a slow pace. But it may be worth trying, because the pit lane is very long transit-wise here. So, if you're at the back, it's potentially worth trying to gain a lot of positions. 16 if you're on the medium, which 7 people started on.
Yeah, it's just an. I don't know. I'm a little speechless here, but it looks like Yolmir was actually able to keep 17th there, but he does have a penalty. I wonder if we're going to be able to get the safety car in.
He's the only one to put hards on.
Yeah, so maybe looking to try and. But do you think it's possible to last out the rest of this race?
If you can manage your tyres, yes. The only thing, well, to be fair, this could really work for him if he can make them last, because, as I said, the transit is so long here. I think it's the longest of the season. That if you make a pit stop under the safety car and everyone else is yet to make one in front of you, it can really work out for you. However, he will not be quick at all on those hards. So watch this space, but Yolmir, I mean, he's out of position anyway, so he stands to gain a lot for this.
Yeah, it's worth the go, especially with the 5-second penalty. We'll see if there's going to be any other safety cars here. It was very unfortunate to see his teammate Enrique go out so early. You're really hoping that the McLarens have it in them to get some really, solid finishes in this league, but it's honestly a little bit of a surprise to see them not. And what happened to Random Serious? He did momentarily lag out of the lobby, and then he might have just joined back.
I looked away for a split second, and he's in 15th. He was 7th, was he not? And he did not pit.
Yeah, no, he was coming around Vale and turned 16 there, and then he just stopped or something, and then he just dropped all those positions. But he did ask for an invite, and I sent him one. So
I'm not entirely confident Yolmir is in the race, by the way.
No.
Unless.
No, it is.
To tell, actually.
No, it is showing him. If you go on board with one of them, if you go on board with Sui and look forward to Yolmir, you can see that he's got bars coming up.
Random Serious is saying his ERS stuck. It could be DRS, it could be a mistype, I don't know, but either way, that's kind of awful.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Enrique not very pleased with Spullen, but that's a matter for the stewards. But that does confirm that there was those two who came together at least on the opening lap. Spullen did not pit, and he seems to be damage free, so that's good for him, I guess. I'm not sure how these drivers are really commenting at this point in the Discord, but okay. They must be paused, I guess. A couple of them are saying they need new underwear because of the Scavney situation.
God.
But safety car is in this lap.
Oh, wow.
So they'll have to unpause and get ready to go racing again.
That's funny. So Kenny's picked up a penalty, a 5-second one, so he might have made a little bit of accidental contact. Maybe with when Random Serious jumped back on board. Kind of a weird situation there. But, like you said, safety car is in this lap. We'll get on board with Mailmere here. See what he can do.
Mystic with a quick jump there. Has he already gone?
Yeah, he's going to go.
And Mayo, 6/10 back. Not the worst restart, but Mystic certainly timed it very well.
Jinnit actually got a really good timing on Mystic, as he's right behind Mailmere right out of the gate as Mayo locks up ever so slightly. And it's actually Matt Rosie. Oh no. Matt Rosie is just losing position, so he must have gone out wide somewhere. But he's back into 8th. Kenny moves up into 5th, as well as Cake into 6th. Helg's to 7th. Hash is going to try and stay with this lead lap here, or lead pack, sorry. Kenny's already fallen a second, nearly 2 seconds out from it, so we'll have to keep an eye on that gap and see where that sits. Helg is getting ever so dangerously close to Cake Thomas, but it's actually Mailmere who's slightly closing the gap to Mystic Joker here. He's gonna make him work for it here. We'll have to see what he can do. Coming through Maggots and Beckett's, who can take the cleaner line. Both seem to be doing fairly flawlessly. Mystic gets a little bit of the dirt coming through 12.
Cake is falling backwards.
Cake, oh, he's out.
I believe he's spun at the exit of Cops, and he's just recovering now through Maggots Beckett's. Gets a penalty as well, a large penalty, 10 seconds for exceeding track limits while recovering from a spin. That's very unfortunate.
That hurts. Oh, Smith Pell and Nicky were battling it out there, and both of them go extremely deep into Stowe. And now Nicky is trying to fight for 10th place back with Hightower. Hightower's really giving it to him. Nicky's trying to hold it around the outside, but Hightower's got the inside line. Gets the move done. Smith Pell is actually back into 13th behind the teammate of Nicky and Scavney. And Scavney's actually right on the tail of his teammate, both sporting the mediums here. Random Sirius is going to try and work his way back up the field. Is able to pick off Smith Pell. Goes a little deep, but has the position. Now he's going to try and work on Nicky as he's trying to find some solid pace and try and
Nicky could just let his teammate through, I believe, to chase down Hightower, and that is the battle for the highest place on the medium tyre, which we'll have to watch out for towards the end of the stint. They could come into their own and potentially challenge the guys in front of them, like C. Barry and Super Ninas.
Random's getting caught up in this traffic a little bit here. He's going to want to try and get past Nicky. Nicky should know that Random's not really his fight. There's mainly Smith Pell in behind him. See what Random can do here. Won't be able to line up anything into Maggots and Beckett's here, but maybe something into Stowe. I think it's going to be DRS next lap, so Random doesn't have any aid there, but he looks like he gets a really good run out of Chapel. Coming down the hanger straight, he's got the inside line lined up into Stowe, and he's got the pace advantage as well as the tire. He should be able to make this move stick fairly cleanly. Nicky takes a clean line through 15, but Random's got the place. Very cleanly done by Random.
So DRS is enabled now, and it looks like the leaders have stayed within that second of each other. That's the top 4 within DRS. Kenny having fallen back a little bit, but he made some positions as well, so that's to be expected.
Hash is
like
just sitting at the peak there. He's just able to collect DRS, but yeah, sorry, go ahead.
It looks like Scavney's going to have a peak here at Hightower for 10th place. Really good recovery from Scavney, having gone right to the back and now almost halfway through the field again. And it's a very easy move with the DRS for the Ferrari man. Up into 10th place, and now the leader on the medium strategy.
Ninas and
Barry,
you go ahead.
Luffield side by side now, Kurt, and it's the Red Bull man who I believe made the pass, and actually Super gets out of the throttle, potentially deciding he wanted to let him through before Cops, because you don't really want to go through there side by side if you can potentially avoid it. And now Super will have the DRS to potentially retake the position on Hanger Straight, but doesn't get the line quite right. We'll have to see what the downforce comparison is, and he seems to have a way less downforce. He's already... Wow, that's a speed difference if ever I've seen one. Perhaps explains why he was a bit offline through the sweepers. He has less downforce, clearly, than C. Barry, at least. Fastest lap for Mayama as he chases down the leader. This is a good showing from him. Of course, he was pole sitter previously in the league and has 2 podiums to his name, I believe, in Division 1. Potentially looking for a first win here. He's close enough to have DRS, certain. We'll see if he can make a move. Oh no, is that Yomir retired?
Yeah, he's just retired in the pits.
Yeah, by choice, it looks like, and responsibly in the pit lane as well. So McLaren, with a double retirement, it seems that glitches have affected Yomir's race. That's really unfortunate for both the team and the man who started the season so well with 2nd place in Canada.
Yeah, it's really rough go there. Mailmir's staying really close to Mystic, and he's actually kept 90% ERS, so he's got still a lot of battery to work with, as does Mystic Joker, so neither of them are really, bleeding that much.
Well, I have just noticed something, Crash, and that's that Mayo had to lift and downshift through Cops. So he's clearly struggling with either the tyre wear or the dirty air, because that's not normal. You don't want to be downshifting at Cops. So, although he's staying within DRS, there is some effect of the car in front washing over his front wing, it looks like. Yeah, he's starting to lose the rear grip. And now that second is actually out of his reach all of a sudden, with Mystic getting the fastest lap. Did Jin make contact with him? Because he got really close on the timing. I don't have reason to believe there was contact, but he dropped back all of a sudden. No, the wing looks fine.
Okay, sorry there, Jacko. I was getting a Caesar delivered. I'm not kidding.
So I don't know if you were there when it happened, but Mayo got a bit sideways, and all of a sudden the DRS is out of his reach by a significant amount. Mystic's at the fastest lap that lap, and yeah, Mayo's having some issues staying with him.
Yeah, I'm not too sure they are. The major gap has been created. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, there it is. He can go through cops when he's not following closely behind in 8th gear. So clearly the dirty air was affecting the Racing Point man. That's unfortunate, but these things happen. He's now purple as he tries to recatch race leader. So clearly he has the pace. It's just he's struggling to follow closely.
So we got a battle for by the OGs here. Kenny and Helg, a couple of last standing OG Season 1 Midwest F1 League Div 1 talent. Kenny currently sits 5th, Helg in 6th. Helg has been kind of draped all over Kenny the last couple of laps here. He was going to have a pretty good chance last lap, but unfortunately mistimed his Maggots and Beckett's and falls back a little bit. Had a good shot coming out of 14, but Kenny had a really good run coming out of Chapel, and he's going to have to stick Helg in behind him once again. But Matt Rosie is the first to blink it into the pit after lap 9.
Really early pit stop off the softs, especially having had a safety car. He goes to the mediums, which can make it, but he's either going for a massive undercut or potentially had some damage. I don't know. I didn't watch his pit stop. He's already exceeding his pits, so I didn't see that. But he got a 5-second penalty entering the pits, so that undercut won't be as effective as he would have liked it to have been.
So now another piece of this Kenny and Helg battle here. Helg is absolutely draining his ERS dry, where Kenny is still sitting at 90%. So we're going to come into Maggots and Beckett here. Kenny taking a little bit wider of an angle there, but still a good line. Helg, I think he's just a little bit too far out here. Actually, no, he's able to catch the slipstream. He's going to potentially get alongside him. It's going to be close. I don't think he's going to jump down for it. And no, he mistimes his brake and a little bit of contact. Watch out, Ninas. No, Ninas is just far enough back. And ouch.
That cost him 3 seconds. That's a significant loss, but I don't believe any end plate came off. Did you see anything crash?
No, I didn't. I think it was a slightest touch. I'll take a peek at it when he comes by here.
We've got pit action. We've got C. Barry and Random Sirius entering the pits right now. This is around the time I would have expected perhaps another lap or two, given safety car. But onto the mediums for the Red Bull, and we'll see what the Racing Point team do. Yep, it's the same strategy. Should be the same strategy for most people. And out they both come in the same order they entered.
So no damage to Helg's. No damage to Helg's wing.
Damage. Excellent. Yeah. Matt should be in front as he was previously. Yes, he does sweep around the outside of the pit exit. All of them rejoin with fairly fresh air, clean air, so that will be beneficial to all three of them, I believe. Kenny racking up the penalties though. How many is he on now?
11.
11 seconds. Kenny,
it's not a race with Kenny up in the top 5 if he's not smashing up the penalties as well.
Oh dear. Well, we've got some gaps developing up the front. I hadn't noticed that Jin had fallen off. Wait, no, sorry, that's to the leader. That's incorrect entirely. Hash has fallen off the battle for second though. Jin applying the pressure to Racing Point's Mayamir. He'll have DRS on Wellington Straight. He hasn't been able to make a move yet though, so...
Sorry, Nikki and Spool and Dub as well as Sui are really close here. Actually, there's 4 cars running from 10th to 13th, and wow, we nearly had 3 wide there coming through. I think it was 17. Sui ends up dropping to 13th. We got Helga into the pit, and that was a really odd area to see 3 wide, but JC Blackley might be under a little bit of pressure here. Sui is trying to line up a run, but nothing going quite yet. Nikki, I think, was able to pick off Spulin Dub. Finds himself up at the front of this little pack here. Hightower as well is just right in behind these drivers. JC Blackley
rejoin from the pits. Matt Rosie with the fastest lap makes the undercut work on Helg. And Helg, with that 3-second mistake earlier on the back of Kenny, that's cost him a position to Matt Rosie in the Renault.
Yeah, very good point. Still this tight-knit battle commences. Hightower has actually found himself right in as well as in DRS range, so he'll try and do what he can. Oh, he looks like we got to move for a second. Jinnit Twinnett was able to pick off Mailmere coming around Stowe.
Straight. So DRS manoeuvre there. And now Jin has an opportunity to catch the Williams in the lead. Of course, this is Jin's home Grand Prix. We shouldn't forget that.
No, very good point.
Would have been his teammates too had he been available, but Hightower has replaced Impossible Bacon for this race. Into the pits comes Kenny. Of course, both Williams drivers were yet to pit, and it's about the time you want to be in the pits, so good thing they're not going to stack. Oh, he's serving his 5-second penalty, and he's going to go into the mediums. So actually, this will drop him out.
Oh,
probably
Spulin
behind Helg.
Not sure what happened to Spulin Dub there, but he went really wide around Farm and nearly stopped. And JC Blackley was able to take the position fairly easily, and now Spulin's got Sui to worry about here. Sui gets a fairly good run out of turn 5, coming out of Arena, and he's got the inside lines, and he does send it. Spulin gives him the space, and Spulin now has the inside line going into Luffield, and Sui with a very nice finish to the move, and just does get ahead of him, but Spulin's not quite out of it yet. He's going to slot right into the back of him and maybe try and work something coming out of Maggots and Beckett's through Chapel here, but slows down ever so slightly and kind of gives the gap to Sui, maybe for a little bit better downforce. But now he's got Hightower right in behind him coming into Maggots and Beckett's to see how much it's going to affect his downforce coming through the turn. Does a fairly good job, to be quite honest. And now Spulin trying to get a good run out of Chapel, just reaching for that slipstream. He seems to have actually grabbed it, but it's just not long enough for him there, as well as Hightower can't get the move done. So a little bit of a three-way battle there.
A couple of cars in the pits, Hash and Supaninas, but the real story here is Mystic, his lead is diminishing rapidly. Jin is catching him. I'm surprised neither of them went for a pit stop that lap to undercut the other. Mayama is being dragged with Jin, so the lead pack now separated by under 2 seconds, or very close to 2 seconds.
Ooh, contact between JC Blackley and Nicky. Sorry, but coming into turn 3, they both drifted around the turn. I swear to God, they both drifted around turn 3, and they come out of turn 5, and JC Blackley's got the position. But now Sui is right beside, on the inside line of Nicky. Nicky goes deep, but has to let Sui go through.
Jin's on an absolute charge. He's made it into DRS for Hanger Straight. Mystic's got to pit this lap. I'd say his tyres are gone. There's no other explanation for this unless Jin is an absolute monster. But I'd say going to see both of them in the pits this lap. Mystic peels off. Jin follows. Does Mayama yet? All three of the leaders into the pits. Do any of them speed in? No. All nice, good boys. No naughtiness there. So this will be...
It's going to be really tight, but this midfield battle is getting real shifty here as Sui gets a really good run out of Chapel down the Hanger Straight. He's already got JC Blackley. JC drops back, and Spulin Dub as well looking at the inside line as Sui going around the outside on JC. Looks like a little bit of contact as well as Spulin Dub going around the inside of Nicky. Sui and JC are still battling as JC goes deep. Nicky can't defend too much more. He nearly makes contact. JC Blackley gets a position back for 6th place. Sui is going to try and get in the slipstream, maybe send it around the outside line coming into Abbey, but no, JC just able to hold on. Spulin as well gets a position, and Mailmere is locking up, and JC looks like he tried to actually fight Mailmere a little bit, and he is trying to fight him. I don't think that's not his race there, JC. I don't think you should even attempt that. And a little bit of contact nearly loses his position. But now with that happening, Spulin Dub just kind of misses out on the slipstream of Sui and can't get past him. But that was a crazy. And there we go. Hash gets the position on Nicky, and now Hightower as well going around the outside of Luffield of turn 7 going into 8 here. But no, it took a little bit too long of a way around to keep it simple for him. But we've got 6 cars separated by a half a second here, as well as Hash is going to work past Spool and Dub. But Jacko, please take it away. Oh my God.
So it's turning our attention to the battle for the lead. The pit stops were very unfavourable for Mayome. They entered all nose to tail. He's actually 2 seconds back from Jin now, who also lost a little bit of time to Mystic, who had the best pit stop of the lot. All 3 of them making exactly half distance on the soft tyre. So these mediums will go easily the rest of the way. As the Williams is off, it's Kenny.
Oh, Kenny.
In the second sector there. That's unfortunate. But yeah, Mystic with the best pit stop of the lot. All of the 3 of the teams fighting for the win with the Mercedes engine, interestingly. But yeah, they made halfway on those softs, so that there's no issues making the end of the race on this set of mediums at all. The leader now is Smith Pell, of course, yet to make a pit stop. He'll go to the softs in a few laps, but it's nice to see a new leader, I believe, in the AlphaTauri there.
My eye right now is on Hash. Hash is the next. Actually, no, Sui's pitted too, but Hash needs to try and pick off Sui and JC Blackley. Both Sui and JC have pitted, but they're on fairly old tires. 12-lap
so
old
those
mediums.
guys might challenge for fastest lap towards the end of the race. Those mediums will definitely struggle making the end. I would say it borders on the impossible. But Hash makes the move. Maybe his teammate will let him through, or at least DRS will make it easy for him on the hangar straight. Up into P5 for Hash, about where we expect that man to be, I'd say. And it'll be that P4, of course, with Smith Pell at the pit.
Yeah, that's exactly it. He's sitting pretty, to keep it simple, and he gets the position on his teammate. JC won't fight him. Breaks a little bit deeper than him.
If his teammate can hold off Sui for a little bit, although he can't because he enters the pit straight away, I was going to say might do a favour for Hash. But Mystic now back into lead as Smith Pell also makes a pit stop. Presumably these guys will go to the soft compound as Hightower picks up a speeding in the pit lane penalty.
I was going to say Hightower into the pit, but I guess you didn't really need me to there, right?
Nah.
Yeah.
So the top 3 now are beginning to stretch apart from one another again. So on the fresh tyres, it seems Mystic has the pace advantage. At the end of the stint, Jin did, but I don't think we're going to see anywhere near the tyre degradation on this stint. So Mystic's still under control. We've got the brother of Mystic actually in the top 5 as well. Yet, of course, to make his final pit stop. He has pitted, but he'll need to make another pit stop. Probably looking to do it either this lap or the next lap to the soft compound if he's got another fresh set. Even if he doesn't, may have scrubbed a set in qualifying. Should be fine to make the end.
So Nicky's starting to fight these mediums a little bit. His racing lines are getting a little bit squirrely, to say the least, and Matt Rosie is waiting for a good time to pick a position. Spool and Dub gets the position as well on Sui.
As does Matt Rosie on Nicky, unless you just said that.
Yeah, well, he was kind of lining them up. It was a given. It was a given. But Helg as well, trying to get the position on Nicky here. He's going to want to try and do it fairly quickly here and not let Matt Rosie get too far away.
A couple more pit stops. That's Spoolin and Sui.
Yellow flag in sector 2, and that's Kenny out again. Sorry.
Oh, Kenny, man.
Virtually in the same place, too.
There's also a racing point off. Which one is that? It's going to be random, surely. Yep, he's spun it at the last complex. Well, can't say that. He may have been taken out, but I did not see what happened.
Sorry, contact between Helg and Nicky there. Helg was kind of sticking his nose in turn 4. Nicky kind of gave him the room, but a little bit of contact between the two sent Helg into a slight little drift, but he's able to come out of it fine. Still 8/10 back, but unfortunately Matt Rosie has already worked 2.5 seconds up the road from Nicky, so Helg really needs to get this move done like yesterday.
I think I'm about to see a move from a Hightower on Random. He's got DRS. Random does too, but his tyres are just recovering from an incident. Actually, no, Random has a lot of straight line speed, actually escaping away in a straight line. And Hightower picks up a penalty, although Random... I don't know what happened there. He went really wide at a strange angle. So I'm not even going to attempt to describe what happened there.
Well, he locked up coming into the turn, then went wide, and then I think he felt like he was off track and didn't want to come back on in Hightower's racing line, so he just gave the position. That's my best guess.
That makes sense. So the only driver who I believe needs to pit this race still is Nicky. He's spent 17 laps on the mediums. There's still, well, 9 laps to go for him. So I would have made that pit stop already if I was him. But maybe he's going for a late one to try and get the fastest lap, or he's an absolute god of tyre saving and will attempt to make the end of the race.
He's banking on a safety car.
Could be.
What I think he might be getting is he's seeing where he's going to come out if he does pit, and that'll probably be, I reckon around 15th, maybe even 17th, because it's a fairly long pit stop here in Silverstone.
Yeah,
right?
It's going to be like, in about the region that you suggested, for sure.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, what's the point? Why not just kind of save it out and maybe...
Well, if
there
you
he
get
goes.
a puncture, it's not going to work for you. As we got Williams around again. That's, of course, Kenny. He's actually going to be a lap soon. And I've got the engine glitch. Oh, no, he's not shifting from 7th to 8th. What is going on?
Nicky, funny enough, you were just saying a god on his tires. He was a 10th down on his fastest lap in finishing Sector 2.
Yeah, this is a track, as he pits, by the way, that your lap times don't really drop off. It's just a case of avoiding a puncture on that tyre wear. And I think he needed to make that pit stop now. Although, we'll see if he can challenge for the fastest lap. Who has that? It's Mystic, 26.8. So any of those guys on the softs might challenge for it. Spoolin, Swee, Hightower, Blackley, all recently onto those tyres. And then Nicky with an opportunity, of course.
Kenny's about to get lapped here. Jinnit is just at the... oh no, Kenny spins out again and he goes right into Jinnit's way and he hits Jinnit. Oh no!
Oh my goodness.
Kenny spun out coming around cops, and it was the ever so slightest of touches. Matt Rosie is right behind Jinnit now.
Jinnit, with a penalty as his tyres are covered in mess, probably quite hot. I'm not sure if he has damage. How badly there was a collected crash?
I don't know. He doesn't have any damage.
But he lost 3 positions and a lot of points.
So much
None
time.
None of that was his fault.
Oh, that kills. And honestly, you can't blame it on Kenny. He just spun out. Jinnit tried to avoid, but it was just a micro touch between the two drivers.
So that promotes Hash to the podium position. Unfortunate, of course, for Jin, but we've got to look at the positive for someone, and that's Hash, the beneficiary there. Matt Rosie now in a battle with Jin, both of them with penalties. We'll see how much that is for each. Matt with quite a lot more than Jin, so that position will be gained or regained by Jin. Of course, Mayo improved his position with that incident as well, for second. From behind, Helg is actually almost within that 3 seconds of Jin. But we'll see how that progresses with the last 7 laps here. Kenny actually retired.
Yeah, I was about to say that. He did retire coming into the pit, but then his bot decided to drive out of the pit and then park off to the side around turn 3. So lovely stuff. But, okay, they get rid of the bot, so that's it. Nothing's going to be changed. Jinnit picks off Matt Rosie, gets 4th place back, and now he's going to try and do the best he can to chase down Hash. You know what? I wouldn't put it past Jinnit. He's an incredibly fast racer, and if Hash picks up a penalty, then there may be a chance for Jinnit to win back his podium position. but I believe second
Well, it's
place for
currently
Mailmere is locked
four and a
up.
half seconds. Well, it's 4 seconds now, so he is making some inroads, but that's, you know, it's technically 7 seconds. So that's a lot to ask in only 6 laps.
Well, I'm saying if Hash picks up a penalty.
Of course.
If.
So do we have any other battles on the track? Yeah, we've got Smith Pell relatively close behind Scavney.
As well as JC Blackley, who's going to try and work on Seabury. Seabury's on some old mediums, and JC dives down the inside line. Seabury's going to try and fight him out. He's got the inside, and JC sends it all the way around the outside, and JC does get it done now. Sui
Barry actually has some end plate damage, so that was a lot easier than it probably would have been otherwise. Although DRS is open, they're both, there's 2 cars approaching the rear of the Alfa Romeo, but Sui around the outside, a beautiful move. This contact though, as I say that. Still a nice move from the Renault man. And Random Serious, last position of the runners with the fast lap on those soft tyres. A bit of consolation for the man who qualified. Was it 3rd, I believe? So, not the race he was after.
Yeah, around there. He had a really good qualifying. It's not the day that he was hoping for, down in 17th. We know that he's very much capable of a lot more. But here we go, Scavney and Smith Pell. Smith Pell looking at the inside line. Scavney doesn't really give him an opening. Matches the braking prowess of Smith Pell, and Smith Pell gets a little heavy on the throttle and oversteers coming out of club there. But we go down the pit straight into Abbey, and Smith Pell is kind of falling back a little bit.
Spool and Dub went off there at Stowe. Don't believe he lost any positions there.
So
Something else we hadn't mentioned actually crashed is that I believe, unless I'm mistaken, Mystic with victory or any podium position here this will be the first time someone in Division 1 has managed 3 podiums at the same track.
Oh, okay. Now, if we were to really dive into that stat, we'd have to go into F2 and Friday Night Madness.
No, I wasn't.
Or are you just saying
not including that. I was only including Division 1.
Okay.
But he,
or
of course, won
in league
in
racing.
Season 1.
Yeah, in league racing.
And he was second last season. Of course, a lot of tracks we didn't have in all 3 seasons, so it becomes difficult.
Spoolin's able to pick off the position of Seabury in 13th. But anywho, I'm just going to say thanks to everyone that did show up for the stream tonight. We appreciate everyone that does. If you like what you see, be sure to shoot us a follow. We very much appreciate it. Manic Janik actually giving us a follow 9 minutes ago, so thank you to Manic. We've got 4 full laps left here in Silverstone. Then we got onto the driver interviews, so be sure to stay on for that. But yeah, like I said, be sure to shoot us a follow if you enjoy what you see. We very much appreciate it, and we love everyone that does. But right now we got Hightower trying to work on Seabury as well. Seabury is trying to manage those 11-lap old mediums, and Hightower sends it deep, but Seabury does a good job of defending and kind of pinches him right off. But that battle for 8th place is actually a really good one with Smith Pell and Scavney. They've been kind of going at it for quite a while. I'm not sure if you've kept your camera on that there, Jacko, but it's quite the tight one.
But I was looking at who is the hardest charger currently, and it sits with JC at the moment with 9 positions of improvement. He will have started 19th, and he's currently just in the top 10.
So now I believe JC doesn't have a mic, so he may have to plan for someone else to come in for the interview.
Oh, Mystic snatches back the fastest lap. I wondered why Mayo was catching him, but now I realise he was saving up the ERS, saving up everything he could, and just deployed it all there on lap 23.
What a guy.
And that's a kick in the teeth, because he's been on those tyres for quite a while. As Smith Pell looking to the outside of Scavney in the lead Ferrari. Doesn't make it work. Scavney with very robust defence, no contact, and well driven by both drivers there.
Yeah, Scavney got a little bit onto the grass in Stowe on the inside line there, and that kind of opened up the position to Smith Pell, but he recovered very well. And hey, for Anomaly, also known as Valentine, no problem. I just got randomly gifted it, but yeah, you're the guy who got it, so welcome. Welcome to the gifted subs. But here we go, Smith Pell may be trying to line up something. No, Scavney brakes fairly deep, but cleans it up fairly well as well. So still holding on to 8th. Smith Pell can just sniff that 8th position, but Scadby's doing a really good job of defending. The better version of pork chops is what I like to call Scavney.
So we mentioned it a few laps ago, but Jin was 4 seconds behind Hash. It's now 1.4. So that battle, at least on track, may occur by the end of the race, if not the actual position change with the penalty. So keep an eye on that. Battle for 3rd place on the podium, of course. Matt Rose is being tagged with the Mercedes there. So 3 cars may be battling by the last lap. But we only have 2 to go, so there's not a lot of time for any position changes, really.
But taking a quick peek here, Jeanette's got to be careful not to collect one more penalty. Commentator's curse, so knocking on wood. But if he were to get one more, that actually drop him back behind Helg, and Helg would actually jump up into 4th. So that's something as well to keep our eye on. But you know,
also,
going to
here we've got a battle for the last place in the top 10. Sui trying to join his brother in that top 10. JC Blackley trying to hold him off. Even if JC loses the position, he'll still be the hardest charger unless Super Nines can make a move. But yeah, the Renault is all over the back of the Alfa Romeo, and there's a DRS section coming up on the Wellington Straight. There'll be an opportunity into Brooklands.
So both these drivers actually went for
nicely as well.
Both these drivers are actually on a 2-stop strategy from pitting very early, and Sui gets a really good run out of Arena turn 5 and gets to move halfway down the straight into Brooklands, and JC tries to send it back down the inside and to defend, and actually gets back alongside Sui, so Sui's got a little bit more battling to go, and JC's still going to fight it out. And these guys are still right neck and neck, but JC has to slot in behind Sui, and Sui gets 10th place. So lovely little battling through a good couple of turns there.
Question is, can JC stick with him through these next few corners and get the DRS himself?
Ooh.
Actually takes a little bit of a better line there than Sui, but the tyres are older. Can he hold on? Yeah, he's actually really close. This could be another move. He's got hardly any ERS left. Sui with a similar story. Down the inside goes JC into Stowe and reclaims that 10th place. So this battle will continue onto the final lap as he goes wide. Hopefully that's not a penalty. He actually does have one, so the position is already technically in Sui's favour. Smith Pell still looking at the back of the Ferrari gearbox of Scavney. Has another opportunity here with DRS open on the Wellington Straight as well. A bit further back than Sui was on Blackley. And both of them with very little ERS left. No move on into Brooklands. Jin is right on the hash as well. Mystic approaching the last few turns of the race. Jin's going to have a move here, I bet. Actually, not quite close enough. He's got 0% on his ERS. Mystic wins the race. Mayo in a quite lonely P2 after the pit stops. Hash is going to hold off Jin. Hash also without penalties, so he's going to grab another podium this season. I believe he's already had one. Jin should hold on to P4.
Very well done.
Oh, did he just snag another penalty right at the end there? Is Helg close enough? Yes.
Yeah, he did. Oh my god. He exceeded.
Last turn.
That was literally the last turn.
Oh, that's so painful.
Oh my.
So Helg jumps up to P4. Another P4 for Helg, so close to that maiden podium.
That's actually heartbreaking.
Yeah, Jin in P5. Yeah, it certainly is. Scavney actually up to P7. There must have been a penalty for someone super potentially.
Oh, Sui going for a nice little move on JC, sorry. Coming around 17, they're going to drag it out to the finish, but Sui's going to get in the end with the penalties to JC, so lovely driving from both to finish it off.
JC still with the hardest charger with +8. 19th to 11th, a great drive from the Alfa Romeo man.
Nicky moved up to 13th.
Still resolving towards the back.
And I think that should be it with Random Series coming over the line, 19 seconds behind with a penalty as well. There's some really good battles here.
The lap did go to Mystic after all that, so a maximum point score. Well, unless you of course include the hardest charger point, but that was very unlikely given he started on pole.
Yeah, that's true.
55 points for the championship leader, extending his lead and it looks quite dominant at this stage. 5 wins in a row, 4 to start the season, and 1/3 of the races down, 1/3 of the races won for Mystic.
There you go, Mystic celebrating in the Williams. Something that you thought you'd never see. I guess we have seen it, so that joke can't be used anymore. I should have said that in the first race. But anywho, I digress. We see Mayomir with a very solid drive, as well as, like you said, Hash getting another podium, so very well done by him as well. But we'll kind of go on to the final standings. Jack, do you want to message into the Discord for the guys to get into the interviews, and I'll go through the final standings here.
So we get the podium guys and JC.
Yeah, JC. If JC can't do it, then just pick whomever. Up to you.
Okay.
But here we go. We'll go with the podium, starting with Mr. Joker, Mayomir, and Hash, as well as Helg just sitting out top the podium once again. Jinnit to win it, finishing 5th after a little contact with Kenny after his spin out late in the race. But continuing on, we got Matt, Rosie, Scavney, Super Nina, Smith, Pell, and Sui rounding out the top 10. JC Blackley, our hardest charger, in 11th. Spoolin, Dub, Nikki in a respectable 13th after his hard-fought race. Even though qualifying in 11th, it was kind of a different one for him. But we go Seabury, Hightower, Cake Thomas, Random Series, and the DNFs go to Kenny and the 2 McLarens, that being Yolmir and Enrique. So a tough one all around. It was a tough battle, but a tough one, especially for the McLarens. But quick shout out and congratulations to the Div 2 podiums, that being Will Ann's, T Ash, and Uncle Ben's Rice. So good on you folks. I'll try and get our Div 3 podiums here, as well as our Div 4. But we'll see. I think Div 4 is going to be a little bit behind us because they were ripping in the rain. But come on, we're only 11 followers away from hitting 175. Oh, as I say that, Ace of Reds, very much appreciated. Wow, that was perfect timing. Put us at 165. Appreciate the follow. Hopefully we can see you back next week, as that is it for us for the week. But we are still have the interviews for these drivers as they slowly join up into the parties. So be sure to stick around for that, and we'll see what the drivers were going through during their race. But once again, shout out to Will Ann's, T Ash 91, and Uncle Ben's Rice for the 1, 2, 3 in Division 2. And I am waiting to get back from Division 3 and 4. Who do I got? I got Mystic. Mystic, you're American, right? Yeah.
No, I'm European.
Is he now? Okay, what about Hash? Are you American? Or are you Canadian?
I can't believe you. Okay, yeah.
Hey,
well,
you know what?
I see an Indian flag there, so...
Yeah. Yeah. Are you from India, Hash? No? No? Okay.
I can't hear Hash, by the way.
No,
Is
I
he
can't.
saying
No. He's talking shit about you. So it's probably good. It's probably good that you can't hear him. He's just lighting you up right now. Aussie this and Aussie that. Aussie rules football's overrated. There's a reason that it hasn't
it's shit.
made
I
it
don't
into
like
North
it.
America. Oh god. What, the Ashes are overrated? Whoa. Mystic, do you know what a Caesar is? Like the Caesar drink?
I've never heard of it.
Oh man. It's National Caesar Day in Canada. So my lovely girlfriend
that's-
brought me
that's
up
what I
one during the
have.
middle of the stream.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you know, as long as you're chilling, having a good night, and vibing with it, you know.
You know I do. When I'd had Stat on, I usually have I always crack the beer on the mic for him.
Oh.
I like to enjoy one or two. You know, it it eases me. It's where you get the charisma that you're so used to with me.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah.
Oh dear.
That was the perfect response. Holy Christ. Okay, just waiting on the podium for division first thing. I love Sleeman. Oh, McCory, who are you? Someone just hit me with they love Sleeman on Discord. Do I even know you? Sleeman is a Canadian beer. It's a good beer. That's what my Discord picture is for those that are curious. But anywho, I digress. Have you heard anything from JC Blackley there, Jacko?
Not yet. I have not. He's busy submitting steward reports.
Oh Christ!
He said in chat that he didn't have a mic.
Yeah, that's what my thought was. But anywho, Jacko, just pick someone at random and get him in here for an interview if you'd like. I'll start it with our race winner there, Mystic Joker. Did you know that your teammate like unconsciously helped you out there by accidentally spinning out Jinnit to win it? Sorry, Jinnit, for bringing it up, but it is true. Jinnit was putting in some really good lap times until Kenny spun out ahead when he was about to lap him, and then accidentally hip checked Jinnit off. Did you know that even happened, or did you think that Jinnit just went off some other way?
Nah, I knew that it happened. Unfortunately, I wasn't in a party with Kenny, so I don't know, because I didn't even think that he was gonna race, and he joined very last second. But yeah, I was told that Jenna got taken out by Kenny, and I was just like, oh wow, that's crazy. I mean, never want to see the battle for the lead, you know, kind of just be over like that. It's unfortunate that Kenny had that race, I guess, or whatever. You know, he was far back. He was up like P5 at the start for a few laps. I don't know what happened after that, but yeah. I mean, I haven't seen the actual incident itself. I don't really know what to say, but it sounded kind of reckless, from what I was told. So that sucks. And yeah, I mean, Jen and I were trading laps. Like he'd push a lap, and then I'd kind of like harvest up, save some fuel, and then I'd push, and then he'd, you know. So yeah, it was definitely gonna come down to a battle between him and I.
Yeah, it was kind of an unwarranted ending to the race. We were hoping to see something a little tighter, as that's what it was kind of leaning towards this race, and it was unfortunate the way it was just kind of you riding off into the distance with Mayomir finishing a somewhat of a distant second. But we know Janet will be back, and what are your thoughts going into our next track there, Mystic, in Russia? How strong do you feel you are there?
I do pretty good there. I was actually pretty sad that I missed last season there, because I was feeling pretty good. I was putting in decent practice, and it's actually Honda's last race, so I was looking forward to battling with him. You know, I don't know if he would have dropped out or whatever, you know, if him and I would have battled that race or whatever, but yeah, so it's gonna be nice to race there again. I know a lot of people dislike the track. I don't mind it. Real life, I find it extremely boring.
Yeah.
But I don't know. In game, it's all right. Hopefully next week I actually show up with like some rest, because I'm extremely tired today. So.
Oh yeah. Well, maybe we need to tie you down a little bit more, because that's your 5th in a row.
Oh man. Okay. Well, yeah. That's putting me to sleep.
You know, I think, you know what? Honestly, after every win in a row in succession that you get, you should have to pound the amount of beers. So with you going 5 in a row now, you have to slam 5 beers before you race, just to try and slow you down.
That would not be a good idea.
Maybe not for you. It'd be entertaining for me.
Yeah, maybe in an F2 race or something.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, I don't get saucy on the Fridays anymore, so someone else has to take that title now.
No,
But
no, I just wanted to say that congrats to Mailmere and Hash, right? On the podium. Mailmere had some very, very, very solid pace. Like, I was pretty surprised, and very solid stuff from him.
Yeah, but any questions from you there, Jacko, before I swing it over to Mail?
Yeah, I was going to say congrats once again, Mystic. That brings you within one now of the longest win streak in Midwest Division 1. So, you know, that's potentially a record to aim for. And I believe you're also the first person to podium at the same track 3 times in Division 1. With, of course, winning in Season 1, winning in Season 3, and second in Season 2 at this track.
Yeah, damn, I hadn't even thought about that. That's kind of crazy. That's a cool little statistic.
Yeah, there you go. Something to hang your hat on. But quickly, before I send it over to Mailmere, congratulations once again to you, Mystic. But I've got the Div 3 podium. The win goes to a young young DJ CJ, and then Chief Braids coming second, and another Red Bull and VTech coming third. So congratulations to those, and then I'll get into the Div 4 in between Mailmere to the Hash interview. But once again, congratulations, Mystic. On to Mayo. Second place, it was kind of a little bit of a surprise. You were kind of looking at a third place for quite a little while there. Do you think that first was that far out of your reach, or was second about the highest that you could achieve today there, Mailmere?
Yeah, hey guys, how are you? Congratulations to Mystic once again.
Yeah.
He's one hell of a driver, man. It's incredible. He has such a pace. But yeah, I mean, I was aiming for second, of course, and unfortunately, Jinnit, spun, and I took over, and I seized that opportunity. But yeah, I mean, as Mystic said, I had quite a pace. I had been practicing on this track for a couple of days, and I felt quite comfortable. I really like it. I don't know, the same as Mystic. A couple of people in general don't like this track, but I love it. It's really good. It flows. It's very smooth. So yeah, I mean, I'll try to. I hope I can match Mystic's pace at some point during this season or the next one, because I feel I'm improving from race to race. So yeah, I'm quite happy, I have to say.
Yeah, very well done. It's another podium for you. That's 2 through the first 4 races. Did you anticipate that you were going to be having this good of a start of the year?
Not really. I mean, I don't know what happened last season, especially in the latter part of the season. But when the current season started, I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to dedicate myself to race as best as I can and try to get as many podiums as I can. Yeah, there we go. I mean, practice makes perfect, so I guess that's a path to take.
Yeah, it's really, really showing well. Yeah, that's 2 out of 4 so far for you, so hopefully you can keep the trend up and we can keep getting you in for these interviews as the year goes on. But quickly, I'll send it to Jacko if you got any questions for Mayo.
I just want to say, from my perspective, it looks like, Mayo, you've been the most improved driver since I've seen you start in Division 1, which was way back in Season 1, I believe.
Yeah.
Now with 3 podiums, I think that's your best result now. P2, I think the previous 2 were P3, were they not? So, yeah, really happy, and I think you've got the right attitude to go ahead and potentially get yourself a first victory in the remainder of the season. Well done.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, unless Mystic, makes any mistakes and he spins at some point or whatever, then I'll aim for that first place. In the meantime, I'll just stick to trying to get to second and keep improving. That's the objective.
Yeah, you and Jinnit have had some really solid battles, but yeah, once again, congratulations to you, Mayo.
Thanks,
but
man.
onward to Russia for you as well. But as I said before, a little teaser, I'll give the congratulations to the podium for Division 4, that being Capital SB finishing first, Dead Text Message second, and Snooker in third. So congratulations to those 3 drivers as well. That runs Haas, Williams, and McLaren. Oh, so that's 2. Oh, that's right now 3 for 4 for Williams podiums, and I don't believe... Is Will Amps, T. Ash, or Uncle Ben's a Williams, or else that'd be a Williams on each of the 4 division podiums?
No, they're not.
Ah, too bad. So 3 out of 4. Good drafting from you, Mystic. But we'll get on to Hash here. Hash, have you been in the party before? Do you have your share settings on? Okay, well, you don't have to say all those rude things about Jacko. He's not that bad of a guy. Okay, Hash, can you hear us, Matt? Do you have your mic on? Hash? Alright. Well, maybe he'll pop back in a second. Might have stepped away or whatever. But we'll get on to Scavney. Well, Scavney is always ready to go, man. You there, Scavney?
I am here.
Good stuff. So, you've kind of you're the number 2 choice for not being the hardest charger to come into the to the interviews. So Jack,
well, the reason I invited
I was going to say,
was
you
because
go ahead.
of the start of the race, where it seemed like a lot of cars who started behind you required new underwear, according to the chat. What exactly went on there?
Well, I'm still not entirely sure. I mean, I posted my footage in the Discord, but basically I had a little bit of lag, which I think might have caused it, but the lights were still on and everybody around me started going. And then I got the car stuck in neutral, and by the time I figured out where I was in last place. But I think the timing sorted itself out by the end, but still a little bit shifty there at the start.
Yeah, that must have been quite the scare for you, hoping no one would hit you, but it looked like everyone just barely avoided it. And then you made a very decent recovery after that. Obviously you went back to last, but already claimed 4 positions before the safety car, and then a further several positions by the end of the race. So congratulations on that. How did your mid-race go, and how did you improve back to the top 10?
Well, I mean, after the first couple of laps, and the safety car helped me gain up a few positions. I got in a nice group on the mediums. They felt very nice. I was just able to make my way one driver at a time. Had a few nice battles, especially towards the end of the race. It was just about making the most of the tires and pushing every single lap.
Okay. And last question. Obviously, Constructors Champions Ferrari, you're looking to defend that with Nicky. Are you in contact with Nicky during the race? Do you have a party open with him?
Not at the moment, although that is something that I think could be beneficial to us. But I think it's something we have our strategies pretty much planned out before each race, so it's just a matter of not tripping over each other, which I think we do a pretty good job of.
Yeah, we observed a bit of good teamwork from Nicky at one stage, letting you through when you were trying to chase down Hightower. So yeah, well, good luck for the rest of the season, and that was a great recovery, I got to say, from our perspective for you.
Thank you.
Oh my god, Mystic, you love that little character, that emoji.
The Pepe frog.
Yeah, you hit that thing so often.
Hey man, we're out here crying all the time.
Yeah, but I don't know if you saw Jacko, but Hash thought his mic was working, but it's not working after all, so we have to give a congratulations to him over the stream. But anywho, you have any of the drivers have anything left to say before Jacko and I bring it home?
Congratulations to Hash. Yeah, I didn't congratulate him, but yeah, there he goes. He's quite a fast driver.
Yeah, he's honestly sneaky fast too. You can kind of poach a podium from time to time and just kind of out of nowhere. But yeah, very well done to Hash. As well as the Williams and the leading drafter of Mystic Joker getting 3 out of 4 podiums today, so well done all around for the Williams team. But Jacko, any final thoughts from you leading into Russia?
I think I'll just echo those thoughts. Yeah, it's unfortunate we couldn't speak to Hash, but a very strong driver. I know I've raced him elsewhere and he's challenged me, so I believe we will see him back in these interviews and hopefully with a working microphone. Whether that be next week or not, we'll have to wait and see. But Russia is a track where, well, penalties will be aplenty, and we'll hope to keep that down and see who the best 3 drivers are next week. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens.
Exactly that. I'll give a couple of those shout-outs to the guys who followed us today on live on stream. That'd be Ace of Reds and Manic Janik. Appreciate it, as well as a gifted sub for me to Valentine and Pork Chops for getting us his Twitch Prime subscription. So thanks to everyone that is involved in the league, but that will be it for us here tonight. Midwest F1 League is bringing Thursday night to a slight hush, but we may be back Friday. I'm not sure. It's always up in the air with that day. We did stream it the first week, but I don't know. Hopefully we do. I enjoyed actually watching it. It was kind of different. I don't kind of dabble into many other racing games, but maybe I should. But I like to have my time taken up with other things, and well as I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, man. It's been such a long Thursday, but I'm just going to chalk it up. Yeah, everyone have a good rest of your Thursday. Have a good weekend if I don't see you until Wednesday. Be sure to check out our YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram page. Those are going to be bumping as we have a lot of people jumping in wanting to take control of that. So be sure to give those as follows, as they will be probably updated daily. So have a good rest of your Thursday. I've been Crash McQueen. I've been, of course, joined by my commentator and getting comfortable with every week, Elma Jacko. Season 2 Division 1 champion, as well as Season 2 F2 champion, Season 1 Division 2 champion. But yeah, I'll give that his praise. But you have a good rest of your weekend, and we will be seeing you Wednesday night. Oh my god. I swear to god, I'm